Tonight, we're diving into one of pop culture's most mind-bending topics, celebrity cloning. What does that even mean? Where did the idea start? And why does it still captivate so many of us today? From music legends rumored to have doubles to the deeper spiritual question of identity and influence. We'll untangle fact, folklore, and energetic truth. Because behind every wild theory is a reflection of something human. Our fear of replacement, our obsession with perfection, and the mystery of consciousness itself.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to Pop Therapy and True Crime Files, where pop culture, intuition, and true crime collide. My name is Miriam, and I am a psychic medium. And we have Denise.
Yes, my name is Denise, and I'm also a psychic medium.
And tonight we have our researcher, Jen, along for the ride also. Hi, Jen.
Hey, everybody.
So tonight we're diving into a topic that's equal parts science fiction, pop culture, and just sometimes pure fascination, celebrity cloning. So we've all heard the rumors, stars who don't age, sudden personality changes, mysterious doubles. But beneath the theories lies something deeper. Why are we so intrigued and obsessed with the idea of being cloned? Is it the fear of losing our individuality or curiosity about what makes us truly human? So we're going to look at all of that tonight. Also, my question is cloning even possible? And if so, how? So settle in, keep an open mind, and we're going to see where spirit takes us. So we're happy to have you here with us on this. For me, at least, I've never dived into cloning. So this is the first for me. So we're happy to have you with us. So let us know in the comments what true crime and or celeb stories you would like us to cover. Also, you can let us know in the comments if there's any celebrities you would like us to add to the list tonight for cloning. And if we have time, we'll absolutely get to those. This Thursday night, Denise and I will be live on Patreon for the Psychic Tea. Denise and I tap into the energy behind your burning questions. So if you are on Patreon, DM us or email us who you would like us to read on Thursday night. If you have a personal question, you can also submit that. That's this Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Patreon, go ahead and scan the QR code right there in the corner. You have a 7-day free trial available to you also, and you can join us there Thursday night. You can also join us tonight. After this, we have our post show called Hot Take, and that's for Patreon only. We're going to have a whole new slew of celebrities that we will be reading tonight after this, and we will also be having probably a conversation about what happens tonight at the 6 o'clock hour. So before we get into your dose of pop therapy, I want to invite you all to join me tonight in this channeling session. So for anyone new to my work, I always encourage the viewers to try their hand at channeling or remote viewing. We all have the abilities. As we all know, everyone can do it. It's just a matter of raising our consciousness, becoming aware. It's a matter of calming the mind and the emotional body to be able to access it. So I encourage you guys to try that with me tonight. Raising our consciousness, tuning into our psychic abilities. We do this via the 5 steps to consciousness, which I put already in the description. You are welcome to reach out to me with any questions you have regarding the 5 steps of consciousness. I do not charge for that because I want all of us to get there. So, how do I bring you all along with us tonight? I'm going to be leading the session, and I will be in direct contact with specific beings that I've chosen to assist us with this topic tonight. I advise you to allow your intuition to lead the way, but if you're new to this, do not veer off into unknown territories. In other words, stay within my words and the beings that I introduced you to make sure you are immersed in light-filled beings and you become familiar and comfortable with that sensation. This sensation of light then will guide you for future work and assist you in knowing the difference between dark and light-filled beings. So if at any point I feel any one of us is taking or is talking to beings who could be misleading us, I will announce it and it will advise on how to redirect your energy. In other words, if I feel that anyone out in the group is communicating or speaking with beings that are not mine, I'll know because I'll feel them come in. And at that point, I'm going to redirect. But just to be clear, if that happens, it's okay. It can happen. Just because someone in the group interacts with a being that might be misleading or maybe not so light-filled, it doesn't mean all of us are affected. So no need to panic. Just listen to the redirection. Stay focused on my voice and on the beings that we are connecting to. How you will know? Because the beings we're speaking with are going to be subtle, gentle, and they're not crazy talkative. Okay. So what that means is the information we get, sometimes, they may jump in and say a lot, but ultimately light-filled beings, they speak in a way that is a little bit more nuanced and balanced, centered. All right. Questions, put them in the comments. We have Jen here monitoring the comments and the live stream. So Jen, if you see any questions, anything someone is concerned about, or any questions about the channeling session, please jump in and let us know.
Will do.
I feel like I covered everything. Denise, anything you want to add?
No, just so everybody knows, I also did call in angelic protection, and that nothing that would come in would stay with any of us, and that all of our energy will be clear when we are done.
Okay. Jen, what would you like to add? Perfect. Thank you, Denise.
What would I like to add to the...
Sorry, what would you like to add about cloning? You did a little bit of research.
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was about setting the stage for this evening. Okay. Yes.
You can also add to setting the stage. I didn't want to put you on blast. You can absolutely add to that if you have anything you'd like to add.
I was going to say thank you both for doing all that. And I always do surround my place and energy with light as well. So I feel very grateful to be here with everybody. So thanks for having me. And yes, to the topic at hand, I did a quick deep dive, not too deep, on cloning. And does anybody here remember Dolly the sheep from 1997?
Oh, yeah.
I remember distinctly. I mean, it was 29 years ago when they had cloned the sheep. And I remember thinking, that's fucking crazy. Oops, crazy, right? Like, how weird is that? So anyway, so cloning, yes, has been going on for 29 years that we know of. Not in the way that we think we know, though. Basically, cloning is just a little science about it, where they take the cell and they empty out the nucleus, which is like the DNA and everything, and then they go ahead and put in their own DNA. So it's used a lot in agriculture for, when they have really good cattle and they want to extend that line, they will do that. They will take the DNA from like the dad or the male bull and then put that in. And so they are doing that with our food. So just to kind of keep the DNA and keep the quality of meat going that way. But when it comes to human cloning, obviously the story is different. There's 2 types to understand. There's reproductive cloning, and that means, creating a cloned human being. essentially repeating the dolly the sheep process. There's also therapeutic cloning, which involves creating early stage embryos to extract those stem cells for medical use, not to produce a person. So most countries have strict bans on reproductive cloning, but some allow, regulated therapeutic cloning. And some other fun fact was way back in, 25 years ago, there was the most famous example of a fringe group was Clonaid, and they were connected to the Raelian movement, which they announced in 2002 that they had cloned a human baby, but they never provided any proof, and the claims were widely dismissed by the scientific community. And fertility specialists hinted at the human cloning attempts, but they also never produced confirmed results. So while it's real and scientifically proven, it's a tool for agriculture, research, and medical advancement, not a method for mass producing identical beings.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So that sets it up a little bit for us, the science.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me at least, because again, I've never, I mean, I know the words and I know the word cloning, but I've never ever understood it to the degree that you just described. So thank you for that. I'm just going to say hi to everybody in the comments really quick. Hi, you guys.
Yeah,
hi,
Violet.
Violet's here.
Hi, Violet.
There's Denise.
It is used a lot in plants too, Violet. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, it is used in plants. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Area 51 being related to cloning. So Area 51 and the Illuminati, two things that sort of came to me earlier. Of course, Brooke, Selena Gomez is like, I actually texted Jen and was like, make sure Selena Gomez is first, please. Hi. Is that you? Is that you, Jen?
The unicorn angel spirit. Yes, that's me.
Okay, that's you.
Spirit angel Jen. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Hi, Kim. And then I saw Skeleton Crew. Hi, Stacy. Just an update on my power situation. Oh my God, that's right. They came back Tuesday and Friday nights, which is unusual to past patterns. Purchase security camera Saturday. Oh, that's right. You have the Prowler. Oh, that's right. They came back Tuesday and Friday night, which is unusual to past patterns. Purchase security camera Saturday. Okay, we need that security footage, young lady. April, you're a Patreon. So if you want, we can set up a Patreon night where we look at the footage and we help you out with this. Okay, maybe we can do a circle to help navigate what's going on there.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah. Hold on. Where did I just see? Princess Catherine is said to be a clone. Okay, so let's add her, Jen, in case we have time tonight.
Okay. And Violet said, yeah, the whole of the royal family as well is suspected to be.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll just lump. We have Queen Elizabeth as one, so we'll just like lump her in with everything else. Yep.
And I should probably know this, but which one is Princess Catherine?
That's the one wait.
Is that married to William?
No, it's what's her face? Sorry, Meghan?
No,
Hold
Meghan's
on.
Meghan.
Megan is Meghan, and she's married to Harry.
Yes, but there's she's got a.
Who's Princess Catherine, guys?
Let me look it up.
People in the comments, jump in.
Oh gosh,
I don't know who she is.
I'm looking.
Wait,
because it might be like because I'm
Princess Catherine of Wales.
Oh yeah, that's the one married to
Princess Kate. That's what she's married to William.
That's okay. Who I thought.
I was just making sure I had the right person. Okay. Thank you, Skeleton Crew. Yes.
Everyone came in at the same time. Look at everyone. They're like, duh, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Katrina. Kate Middleton. That's what I was thinking of that too. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to start. We're going to get going. I'm going to, we might run a little bit late. So Patreon folks, you know that.
We'll be there.
We'll be, it's me. 7:00 means 7:15. Okay. So I'm going to start by just grounding us and connecting all of us, and then we're going to jump in. All right, here we go. 3 releasing breaths. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. 2 more. All right, so closing the eyes for those that are looking to join us in this channeling session. You are welcome to just listen also. Closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the forehead. Just wiggle the fingers and toes to make sure they're not clenched. Just allow the breath to move at its own pace. Don't force it. Bringing the attention to the sit bones and feeling the light moving from the sit bones down into the center of the earth. Just want you to take a moment here, seeing, feeling, imagining this light as it moves down from the sit bones into the center of the earth, locking you in, holding you. Hold this visual while you allow the breath to move gently, relaxing, releasing control, just becoming conscious and aware of the sound of my voice, feeling the ground below you, beneath you, allowing the body to be completely at ease. And tonight, we may talk to multiple groups, but we look to our starseed ET families to move through us, to speak through us. I call in my family, and I call in the Palladians. And I feel the third group also with us. For those that are new, I am not a stickler for names, so please don't get hung up on names. Feel who is present. Palladians are forward right now, and they are in the middle. And then we have 2 groups on either side. To the right, the highly evolved family will only speak at certain moments and in certain times. To the left, we have a high vibration similar to Palladians who are here to assist and monitor what is spoken out loud. We may receive information internally that we are not to speak out loud, but we will all receive the information. We are looking for information that will evolve us as a species, assist in raising our consciousness, and better understand the world we currently reside in. I see you. I call you forward. Enlightened being, thank you for being with us. We come to you tonight with questions that have been circulating, and we are looking to better understand what is happening around us as we have been in the dark. As we start to wake up, there are certain things we need to know. When I speak about knowing, this is not information we read in a book. Knowing is the information that we get tonight directly from enlightened beings in the spirit world. Even though these beings all are in body, they are highly evolved and they speak from an enlightened space, directly connected to soul, to spirit. This knowing is what we want to learn from moving forward. The head brain absorbs too much information, and that information is not necessarily accurate. Learn how to know. Knowing is the communication that comes from spirit. High enlightened being, I ask you. We have concerns over people that reside on planet Earth, that they have been manipulated in ways that are harmful to others and could be harmful to us as a society. Can you bring some light, shed some information on this situation of cloning? There may be a diversion in communication, meaning we may receive information that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with cloning, because we're asking them to show us how we have been living in the dark. We ask to be shown what has happened to Selena Gomez. There's a mutation that's occurred. That's a combination of human physicality, illness, and starseed energy that has morphed together to keep her alive. This is a karmic, personal experience. This is not one that was thrust on her. Trauma, severe trauma, pushed her into deep physical illness, and starseed material was gathered to keep her alive. This was not a manipulation outside of her. This was an internal decision.
Android. To help facilitate her growth and expansion. The illness was needed for this to occur, not to bring harm, but for expansion, for growth. Her purpose to bring those along her journey. To show the light and the dark can be one. Not good, not bad. Together as one.
Jen, are there any questions on Selena?
Not in the comments, but one of the rumors, people are wondering, did she and Justin actually have a son that Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick are raising? as their own.
These groups aren't going to indulge.
I can appreciate that.
We can save that for a different session.
Thank you.
Anything else around them? Her?
No, I think you answered everything. The fact that was her involvement in what's, how she's transformed is really, really great and nice to know. I'm sure the fans will be happy, and just validates that she's involved with her life and present.
As much as you can be in the world that she lives in.
Yes. Oh, let me just double check the commenting. Okay. Yep. We're good on Selena.
Okay, who's next?
How about Avril Lavigne?
Can you give us a little history or back story on her?
Yes.
For my sake.
1 second. So Avril Lavigne, punky kind of pop singer and a girl, as if that could be more obvious. But what may not be so obvious is the conspiracy theories on the internet that Avril of today is not the Avril of Skater Boy and Complicated on the old days of MTV. It seems that Lavigne sadly passed away in 2003 to be replaced publicly in 2005 by a clone who may or may not be named Melissa for some reason. This was propagated by a Brazilian fan who noticed ominous undertones in lyrics like "The day you slipped away was the day I found it won't be the same," and the fact that she began favoring different kinds of clothes. So her image completely shifted from like skater punk to more refined, and as she's grown up. Theories vary as to whether the new Avril is actually a clone or just a really convincing body double. Or did she just grow up?
So I'm going to move that to the side for a moment and take a left turn. Thank you for that, though, Jen.
You're welcome.
We'll come back to Avril. We'll come back.
Okay.
Katy Perry. I don't even know that we prepped her.
I did a little bit.
She's coming. There's information coming in about hers. Do you have any? And I don't mean to put you on the spot. If you have something to read on her, great. If you don't, that's okay.
I do.
Thank you for switching gears.
Mm-hmm. And also, I don't know if someone popped in about Selena asking if the church that she joined had anything to do with her change.
I feel that the starseed energy that she was pulling from was may not even be a conscious effort on her end, as it was all subconscious. I don't feel that the church is aware or would even support that conversation.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the little excerpt I've got. Oh, go ahead, Denise.
Church is a cover to bring more people to the light. not a cover like we see. As you mentioned, she unaware of what occurred consciously. So her logic is to bring people with her by finding a place to go.
Okay, go ahead, Jen.
Okay. The one excerpt that really stood out for me on Katy Perry, this might not be the full cloning theory, but what I did pick up was that people are theorizing that Katy Perry is actually JonBenet Ramsey, the child model and beauty queen who was found dead in the basement of her parents' home. The murder could never be solved as there were so many loopholes in the case, and the parents reported her disappearance 8 hours later. It's also not known what happened to the little girl's body. But Katy Perry's appearance has drastically changed over time as well. So that could also be feeding the theory. If anybody else in the comments has information, feel free to add that and I'll share it.
Okay, she's not JonBenet Ramsey.
Okay.
And the reason why she was brought to my attention is because she is an example of someone who is communicating with the Illuminati, and the Illuminati play a role in all of this. Do not try and connect to them. Do not call them in. Do not say their name. But she is an example of someone who has lost control of herself, her physical self, her sense of self, and has been controlled, that's in quotes, by others. Is this exactly cloning? Not by our standards, but your society is concerned with humans being controlled and or taken over, and she would be an example of that. This is by choice. She is not a victim.
Easily manipulated in her thoughts.
She for her and others, but we're just speaking about Katy Perry right now, there's a thirst for power that opens the gateway to communication with other groups. And opens the door to control. If there's concern over the species and its potential, its pitfalls, this would be a person to look to as an example of what not to do. Although she didn't start out in a position of manipulation, as her life continued, she moved into a place of desperation. and it opened the door for beings to come in and, in their words, support her.
What came in is Russell Brand when she was married to him. In the real world, he has since moved away from his old ways. Do you get anything on him, Miriam?
Jen, I just sent you a little note in the private chat.
Thank you. I'm looking now. Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's not your fault. I don't know why this time it is, because normally I've never noticed it. Russell Brand, Russell Brand is sort of one of those guys that I prefer to keep out of things, because he works with such dark magic. I wouldn't want to walk anyone into that. But yeah, I agree with you. It would start there. But she is someone that we, again, they say you would look to as vulnerable and potential takeover is the word they use. So I think the question I want to ask them is she a clone? Like, did she do something? So there's going to be a lot of situations amongst your people where you're confusing cloning with takeovers. And let's not confuse takeovers with walk-ins. Walk-ins are experiences that have karmic agreements, contracts. The souls have had these interactions consciously or subconsciously. Takeovers are when we have allowed ourselves to be taken over in order to reach a certain, I don't want to use the word goal, that's undermining it, but reach a certain point that involves power and control. Cloning is something that, although humans have come close and do have materials, they do not have that capability yet, to the extent that it is being spoken about. There are versions of it that can mirror it, that can feel like it, and we can talk about that. But the actual process itself of cloning that has been developed and designed within other alien groups that humans are trying to replicate has not been done yet to the capability that you all are assuming is happening in these individuals. Other things are going on, but not verbatim by the definition of cloning. So what is going on then? With Katy Perry, she is the example of the connection to the Illuminati, the completely relinquishing her power to be taken over in order to reach power and control on the planet. Doing what we would say, whatever it takes to get to where she needs to be to feel valued. Her soul has stepped out, and something else has stepped in. I would refer to it more as a something than a someone. I would be cautious and wary of that behavior. But this is not unusual among your species today. This is prevalent and happening in abundance, in a rapid pace, quicker than ever before. Denise, or questions?
No, but I agree. Don't stay away.
Any questions about Katy?
Yes. People are wondering if there's any truth to, she's got some allegations from 2010. Someone named Ruby Rose said that I guess there was some sexual abuse. So people are wondering if that's true.
So what we can do is make a note of these questions, and we can address them in our next pop therapy, because the groups but Jen, continue to share them so I can let people know. We'll write them down and we'll save them.
Okay.
Because the groups that we're speaking with now won't indulge in what they consider gossipy.
Right.
But we'll continue, Jen, continue to share them with us so I can let you guys know. We'll address them.
Okay.
And in 2 weeks, we do a pop therapy every other Monday. So in our next one, we'll add all of your questions to that.
Well, and what just also came in for me from a logical perspective, if you guys recall, she did that song E.T. back in 2015, 2016.
Okay. Well, makes sense now, right? All right. So I sidetracked us from Avril. So they're saying Avril Lavigne passed in a car accident?
One more before I answer that. Violet's saying, does this mean that it's not happening, or is it being done to humans by other ETs? And I think she's talking about the cloning.
Good question. Cloning isn't happening. I had a feeling that would be the conversation tonight. It's not happening the way we are discussing it is happening, and the way we think it could be happening. It is not happening like that. Okay. I'm not saying science hasn't made, like everything Jen said in the opening, and science making their strides. Yes, all of that is true, obviously. What I'm saying is what we're thinking is happening to these celebrities is not happening in that way. Each individual situation is different. But what Violet's saying is, are ETs cloning us then? Is that what she's asking?
Perhaps. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what she's asking.
No, but they are taking over. That's what we learned with Katie, is they're taking over. And that's becoming more abundant and more common. They're not cloning. So when we are talking about the spirit world, it's so important that you all understand that every psychic is going to bring a certain amount of knowledge and channeling. The cosmos are massive. They're beyond our recognition, obviously. And so there's so much information out there. Denise, every psychic out there will only be able to pull in what they are supposed to learn and know and what they are supposed to share, which means other psychics may get other information. So that's why I stop myself from saying what I know is what I'm being told now, that they're not cloning celebrities in the way that we think they are and are having the conversation about. To answer Violet's question, are alien groups or ET groups coming in and cloning us? That I don't know, but that's something we can ask. Because ETs do have the capacity to clone. So that could be happening. And yes.
Wow.
When we start to move into this more nuanced conversation about ET's capability of cloning and these lower vibration ET groups that are making their way onto your planet the word that comes to me for some reason is ferociously. They are capable of this and can and will do this. There are so many different forms of this manipulation. It's hard for us to say exactly if this is happening just yet and to what capacity. We're on the verge of that becoming an issue, a problem. And this may come up as we continue to discuss different celebrities, because different celebrities do have different connections to different groups that can affect if this has actually happened or not. We aren't there yet in the conversation. So they're giving me limited information based off of specific people we talk about. And I'm feeling like there's someone that they're telling me that I think we're going to be doing in our second hour on Patreon that will actually may bring more of this to light. So to answer your question, Violet, yes, it has not shown itself yet in any of the people we've discussed.
That was really great. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a question from Brooke. Who is doing these takeovers? Is it a specific group or being?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is. It's a specific group. There's actually multiple groups that will do it. Again, we look to the Illuminati, who are sort of the focal point of that, and will branch out.
Can you explain who or what the Illuminati is in a brief, safe, whatever you can share way?
Mm-hmm. For me, myself, Miriam, I have been approached by them and reached out for assistance and was able to successfully remove them. Although with them, you ultimately are disappearing yourself more than you are removing them. So when I stress to not engage with them, I mean it. Okay, so now
Thank you.
share with us who they are. They are a group that have really, oh, this is funny. They are a group that has really good marketing. They have infiltrated the human species and, unlike other ET groups, have utilized the marketing system that humans use to get the word out on who they are, to build them up to be bigger than what they are, to empower them more. It's as if this is a group that actually feeds off of energy from others. So the more that join in with them, the more we feed off of each other and grow. Not good.
No, because they come across with like a childlike energy, but it's like a devious childlike energy, but it's what confuses people about their motives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they have the ability to provide. It's very much making a deal with the devil. They can and will provide with what it is that you want. There is a give and take that takes place in order for you to get what you want. But as Denise says, it is masked, and they continue to mask. And so even those that engage with them don't realize the deal that was made. And part of that, as we step away from who they are for a moment, is because humans have created a system that revolves around money. And there is a false sense of security, safety, protection if you have money. And that false sense is what makes those believe that if they receive all of this money and all of this success, that it doesn't matter who they made a deal with, they will be protected because of their financial gain. And they have convinced everyone below them of the same. It is not true. But you all play the game. Hang on one sec. I need to clear the space for a minute. Okay. All right. Any more questions around that? No? We lost Jen? I'll check.
Sorry about that. My landline started ringing. Go
All
ahead,
right.
mute everything.
Do they end of sacrificing their own family? How do we stay? Okay, so let me go back.
I think that's how do they end up, not
Right.
end of.
How do we stay away from them? The Illuminati don't want to have anything to do with anyone unless they are desperate for money and power. If you aren't desperate for money and power and or are not energetically easily manipulated, they're not going to bother you. Brooke, don't worry, they're not going to bother you. But they look for weakness in individuals. So then the question might be, so why did they come for you? They came for me because of my ability to communicate with some of the highest level ET groups. And so the desire is to come in and pull me away from that and get me over here. The more people they can get over here with them, the more they feed off of. They're very much like a it's like a feeding, yes, a parasite. It's like a feeding frenzy. And so if you have powerful individuals and you pull them over, that power, I would take all of this power that I carry and I would give it to them. They would tell me the exchanges they're going to provide me with fame, money, and power, which they would, but I have to provide them with my energy. You don't even need to provide it. They just take it. Brooke, I say you don't need to worry about that because you understand energy and work with it. But for anyone else out there, if you're in a position of feeling deeply vulnerable, desperate, that is a place that they can move in. Do you need to be fearful and scared of it? No, you just need to be aware of it. Do they sorry, you were saying, Denise, how'd you read this? And sacrificing do they sacrifice?
They end up sacrificing their own family members, meaning for financial gain.
Oh,
I believe that's what April means, or Dawn, excuse me.
In the sense of not in a violent way, but turning their back, yes, turning against them, yes, because there's this sense of superiority that they feel they now carry.
Yeah, like I accomplished something that you can't, so I'm a step above you on the ladder to success, if you will. And I also can kind of see it as them like lording over the family that doesn't have as much. So if they were to come to the one that has the much, they'll be like, well, I'll do this for you, but blah, 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 blah. And they make them feel small to make themselves feel better about what they have. And if they really tap into what they have, none of that is theirs because they didn't come by it honestly, organically, and in a loving manner. So it is not bad or wrong to have a lot of money. It is what you do with it and how you treat people when you have because once a lot of money gets in the hands of really good people, we can institute great change. But we have to allow the light to have the money.
So to answer that question, so many bad people are very wealthy. So in the society that we currently are set up in, we're set up in a way where in order to make it's not the only way, but in order to make a lot of money, you have to be willing to not be concerned with other people's feelings, emotions, what they need, not build community. You do whatever you need to get to where you want to get to. And that requires working 7 days a week, neglecting your family, neglecting your personal health, doing whatever it takes. We hear that all the time, doing whatever it takes, running yourself into the ground to build some sort of empire. So there are people that just do that and they're not connected to the Illuminati and they're not connected to ETs. They just make those choices. And then you have people who are connected. Yes. But there are a lot of people like Denise is saying, there are a lot of people that have money that are not bad and not all those things, but we're seeing an influx of this now because the veil is thinned and we're seeing truth, and they've always been there. We're just seeing them now.
And we have to see it in order for it to change, because we can't change what we don't know anything about. And in order to make those shifts and changes, we have to take the skeletons out of the closet, if you will, so that change can occur. Because again, like I said, if you don't know what's there or what you're dealing with, you can't make a difference. And that's why this is all shifting and changing. And how I refer to it as like when you clean out a closet or when you're moving, you clean out that closet, you put everything in the middle of the room, and you're like, oh my gosh, what in the world am I going to do with all this stuff? And then you purge, and then you put it back, and you're like, oh, okay, I can breathe. And that's kind of what it is. It's like all of this has to come to the forefront so we can see it, so we can make different choices and different decisions in regard to what's for the highest and best good of, the collective.
Absolutely. We're going to make note. Jen, do you mind, if you haven't already, just writing down these names? Michelle Obama, Beyonce, we have for the Patreon hour coming up next, and then Lady Gaga.
Yes. And then Rihanna. Rihanna, is it? Yeah, Rihanna.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And then we'll grab those questions you guys had, and we'll add them to the next pop therapy. We need a part 2 of this probably. Would frozen embryos fall into the category, not based off of what we're discussing and not based off of what these ETs are discussing? No. I'm not a scientist, in case you didn't know, so I don't know. But based off of this simple conversation, no, but it's a good question.
No. Yeah, very good question. And the reason I feel that it doesn't fall under the category of cloning is because it's actually the eggs of the mother and the sperm of the father. So it's not artificially created in a lab. Mm-hmm. Yes, they're put together in a lab, but they didn't start that way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Makes sense. Okay. So we only got to a few, but we will do a part 2 on this. So who we did not get to tonight was Avril Lavigne. That's that we didn't get to anyone. Who did we get to? We did Selena Gomez and Katy Perry. Is that it?
Yeah.
We still need to do Jim Carrey, Avril Lavigne, and Queen Elizabeth. In the next hour over on Patreon, we've got Beyonce. We can pull Jim Carrey in there. We can do whoever you guys want in the next hour tonight, and then we'll do a part 2 for you guys on this, and we'll continue this conversation. Avril Lavigne for sure. We got to continue that conversation. And then I know in the next hour we've got some people that I think will lend itself to more of this conversation of takeovers. All right, you guys, thank you.
That's cool, April. She met Queen Elizabeth once by accident in real life.
Oh, really?
That's super awesome. Cool.
So April, did she feel real? Oh, which group was to the left was Miriam tuning into? So Pleiadians were in the middle. My family was on the right, and on the left, I like I said, I don't have names. It's just an energy attached. Denise, did you have a name that came to you? Mm-hmm. I don't ask names, because once I start verbalizing names, you guys will take your brain and start manipulating what it is, or who it is. So But if you, April, if someone hears a name, gets a name, absolutely share it. Go for it.
And that's who I was talking to.
Mm-hmm. That's who you were talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I didn't ask them their name.
Perfect. And oh yeah, Brooke, we're doing Beyonce in the next hour. Okay, you guys. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll continue this conversation. In the comments, give us more names. Maybe we'll add it to maybe we'll just add it to Pop Therapy where it's a special segment and we just do maybe one a night so we can keep Pop Therapy rolling. All right. So we'll see you guys over on Patreon. Patreon, if you want, you can scan the QR code right there. 7-day free trial. We'll be there. We're going to run and take a quick break, and we'll be over on Patreon in about 5 minutes. Nice job, you guys, tonight. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys, before we hang up, sorry, I want to close. I forgot. I want to close with our meditation. I have a closing meditation for you guys. Okay, enjoy. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out. Relaxing the shoulders, forehead. Feel the jaw release. Wiggle the fingers and the toes to make sure they're not clenched. Notice if the belly is soft, relaxed. And feel the belly as it moves with the breath. Feeling yourself rooted, grounded, as if Mother Earth is pulling you down into the center, holding you, protecting you, taking from you anything you no longer need. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, blow it out.